Hey y'all, it's me, and I was wondering if you guys heard about the recent DragonCon scandal situation that happened over the weekend. Let's talk about it. So, over the weekend, there was a person at DragonCon who was removed by the police for selling AI content at DragonCon, and it is put on their rules. So we're going to talk a little bit about their rules, and in their rules, I'm going to put it on my screen. It says this application is for fine artists only. The DragonCon art show does not accept pop artists. You can apply for comic and pop artists alley here. Okay, so let's roll down to the bottom because there is a little bit of things here. Photography will be allowed in an art show. If you prefer to not have your artwork photographed, please place appropriate signage at your booth and table. Right? And then down here it says all work must be the creation of the exhibiting artist and should relate to the areas of fandom, including but not limited to animation, comics, science fiction, gaming, and fantasy. Fan art will be permissible, given that it makes up no more than 25% of your displayed art. The ultimate decision on appropriateness of the piece is at the discretion of the art show director. So there's this artist named Oriana Gerez, and she is the person who applied. Now, there was multiple people there, and we're going to go over what a person who was actually at the con said. The person who was their next door neighbor at the con was Dane, monkeyminion.com. It's an instance that's like, those Twitter likes or whatever, Mastodon. I don't actually know. I used to have one, but I'm just going to read this over. Leave it on screen. I think it's more important to leave it on screen for posterity. So I was next to one of the AI slot booths at DragonCon, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. So as you know or may not know, there was a booth selling AI slop images printed on acrylic canvases at DragonCon. They were in booth A10. I was in A11. Here's what happened from my perspective. During the day, load-in, the folks in charge of that space, a young woman, a young man, an older lady, and an older man, showed up and were clearly displeased with the layout of the area. As they had set up their pro panel walls, they began to have issues because their equipment was the wrong size. The staff came and told them to rearrange it, and they did, but not happily. As they were getting ready to leave, they had started to put up a product on the walls, and the stuff they started with was, while not my taste, was clearly made by a person. Messy paintings of pop culture characters with abstract brushstrokes and graffiti-style text, not my thing, but that's not how art works. There's something for everyone. This is important for later. Messy paintings. Friday we get in, and the young woman, Oriana, whose name was on the booth, and the older man are nowhere to be seen, but the young man and the older woman who helped set them up were there. But their booth was different. But there was different stuff in the booth. The paintings were still there, but now so were new images of various anime characters, comic characters, Monopoly Man and Snoopy, all bloomy and blurry with weird details and various numbers of fingers. I immediately clocked it as AI, but was too busy Friday to get away from my table to ask somebody about it. Thanks, DragonCon, and too tired by show close to track someone down. I did ask a guy in charge of the booth, so how many different artists do you represent? Because I see like 6 different styles here. He replied with just her, the older lady's daughter and son. Right. Saturday came and I tracked down a staffer and I told them, hey, the booth next to me is selling AI. I know you all have a policy against that, so I thought you'd like to know. And she wrote it down and said that she'd tell the AA head. Again, Saturday was crazy, but I saw the AA folks milling around and checking out the products in the booth next door, which was cool. It told me that they took my observation seriously and at least investigated it. Sunday came and I saw the AA folks around some more, but the booth was still up, so I just assumed that they were going to let them finish out the show and then blacklist them. Not ideal, but also not the worst, given how many ways a confrontation during show hours could go sideways. Then Monday came. That morning, I got in at 9:45 and the AA folks, plus a few others and a cop, were already at the booth. The owners weren't there yet. I got up, set up, the show opened, and then the booth folks showed up about 15 to 30 minutes late, at which point the AA staff descended upon them, like avenging angels. They took up positions, creating a wall across the entrance to the booth, telling attendees who stopped that they were being removed and they were no longer available. and that the scammers took down their displays and angrily packed up their gear and left. The rest of the day passed without incident. Another artist I think, put up the sign in the booth telling attendees and other artists that they were removed for using for selling AI slop. And then, as often as happens at DragonCon, it became a shrine for folks to leave offerings at. I had a lot of fun watching people walk by, pose with the empty booth, and snap pics of the signs, as well as explaining to anyone who asked what happened. And I spoke to the AA head after the show. He told me that the people in the booth submitted pop art paintings with their applications and were approved for those. He had no idea that they were going to offer AI garbage and started working on the process for deleting them from the show as soon as he learned about it. For more details on that, I suggest reaching out to DragonCon. I thanked him, and I'm doing so here again. Thank you. Confrontation isn't fun or easy. So I did want to show 2 of the photos, and I'm going to put them up now. This one says, vendor removed for selling AI art, hashtag by humans. And then later on, people started putting their own little signs there. It says, removed for selling AI images. And then there's a thing here that I cannot read. It says, say no to AI slop. AI is not art. All my homies hate AI. There's that silly meme, the persona meme. There's I don't know what Boz. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Never heard of this. It's Cope and Seethe. And since these people have been getting backlash for selling AI content, there has been a few times where someone posted which account had it. So they actually messaged the account that was like, yo, this is the person, because people wanted to do chargebacks on the stuff that they purchased, right? And, in case you felt bad, there's 2 screenshots here by Lauren Walsh. And it says, someone wasn't happy that I shared this true story. And it goes, OG Artificial is the AI culprit from DragonCon. That's all it says. And this woman says, I share a screenshot of my sales this weekend, but don't have to show it. Give any explanations to you losers. And then here, you guys are sore because you don't sell shit and will forever be broke. Have fun being a broke bitch. Girl, have fun being a broke bitch. Yo, you're the one who can't sell your own art on any platform. You're in a fine art gallery and you had to come to Artist Alley to sell AI slop images. You couldn't sell all those images that you had. You literally have a picture of you with Hayden Christensen from Star Wars. Hold on. All right, here's her art. So let's look at it a little bit. And as you can see, her art is, I still feel it's it's very pop art, very graffiti-like, but it is still kind of amateurish. But she was able to give stuff to Tony Hawk and Hayden Christensen, both people that people know, celebrities. And she deleted all of her AI images off of here. But she also has support for AI images. So we're, hold on, let me find that real quick. So at this art district, they do show that they have AI content here. This is likely AI content here. This definitely is AI content. I bet this might be, I don't know. This might be, I wonder if they're both selling AI content or just a guy and they're working together. Also, I'm seeing more of the picture here on Twitter is that apparently it's her and her brother that are selling AI images together. They're both fine artists and they're misrepresenting the work. So they showed so to get into DragonCon, you have to show a website and you have to show the images on social media, right? So they applied with those, but they didn't show the AI images that they intended to sell because they only used most of the work on her Instagram and her gallery. She has tons of stuff on there. I'm sure they did not see the AI content because it probably wasn't there. But this happened at C2E2. I don't know what that is, but it's another convention. But right here, you can see that they were selling the same sort of slop. I would have known immediately. These 2 right here were AI images right here. And right here is another one of her galleries where she is selling AI imagery right here. Right here, these 3 here, you can see. She's just repainting them. And I'll be honest with you, I made a video about this. Maybe I should change the title to Fine Artists Are Using AI, because they are. They have problems finding subjects and thinking outside the box because they want to paint realism, and they're painting realism so closely that they're essentially copying. and I'm not saying all of them, I'm saying a lot of them have trouble coming up with their own motifs because they just didn't train that way. So they tend to do some of this poppy stuff too. And it's just, it's very typical. But before, they would actually have to work to put out stuff like this. But now they just generate, and that's what they just repaint. They just repaint the generations and go, oh, look at me, I painted this. This is my inspiration. I thought it was also important to show this right here. This is one of the pieces that was on her account while she was probably applying. And the thing is when I see stuff like this, I already know that they have found or regenerated or they have generated something and then they're painting it one for one, because a lot of fine artists are good copiers, and I'm not saying all of them, I'm saying a lot of them. And this is not the first time she's done it. She has a problem, so does her brother. They all have problems. They're trying to just sell AI images. She probably doesn't have enough inspiration to come up with her own ideas. Like, the thing is I would even be more willing to be like, okay, you saw an AI image. You could do something based off of that. But girl, you don't need to be one for one. But it appears, but OG art, Oriana can correct me if I'm wrong, but she applied using her real work. And then they just brought other people's AI images to sell. And she made a crap ton of money off of people. And the thing is, don't you feel bad doing that? Like, don't you feel like actually an asshole for that? Because that's asshole behavior. You already know what you did. It should be said now, do not paint AI images and then sell them. You are just selling AI images, but taking the long way around about it. Like, it's dumb shit. It's just so dumb to me. And I do not feel bad for her. I don't feel bad for her brother, because they've already shown, actually, like, you gotta be embarrassed. I'm cringed out. I'm cringed out by people who act like this, because in my previous video, I talked about Lander art, where she's just generating images and she is redrawing them, repainting them, and selling them for $4,000 a piece. I think that is ridiculous, and it is a grift, because she's doing this like, oh my god, look at me, I'm so cute and I'm so sexy, don't you just want to buy my art? And most of it is just selling AI images. A lot of people are doing it now. They're just looking at AI and they are copying the AI one for one, and they're going, look at my art, guys, I did it. Like, be embarrassed. Like, yo, for real, like, have some dignity. Like, have some damn dignity. Also, I really love that, like, RJ Palmer, he is so spicy. I love that he always has something to say. On his Blue Sky, he's like, AI grifters scam their way into DragonCon. The staff had them escorted out. Love you. LOL, you love to see it. And he has a bunch of comments. I'm sure he's got comments of AI bros being mad. I want to thank the staff at DragonCon for handling this awkward situation. Also, thanks to J. Debbie something for photos of them getting kicked out. I just really love all of this stuff here. Art by humans, cope and seethe. It's great. It's great. I did want to say this person here, like, what are you doing? I make slop, but I never call it art because I know the difference. Art is a human expression for effect, and this is like commissioning a severely autistic person with skill but no human experience. And I was like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Are you out of your mind? And they're like, that comparison is very gross. Please don't write that again. Sincerely, an AUDHD artist. And I'll avoid using that earlier comparison again. Oh god, autistic people are not robots. They are human beings and have feelings and life experiences, and there are many that are great artists. Please delete this. Like, you like, it's kind of almost like they're saying, like, autistic people have no human experiences because I am not seeing what they're talking about. Oh god, those images are really ugly though. But they're cringe. They're cringe. So, what do you guys think of this? But you know what I think we should do? I think we should look at what AI bros have to say, because they're always mad. They always be mad. So let's see what they say. I'm over on AI Wars. This is really interesting to me. It seems valid based on cons banning things like knockoffs. I know pro AI people will disagree, but I'm not super concerned about debating it. But it does make me question the claims that AI art is widely accepted in real life. It's not really accepted. I'm making a video going over that. Like, as far as this person is concerned, I believe that AI art is not accepted in the public. You can only make it acceptable if people believe that it's real. Okay? And if you're telling people that AI is real content and they don't know the difference, you're scamming them. And if you're scamming them, like, what are you doing? Like, you already know what the grift is as you're doing it. You should know better. If you have to pass off AI as real to sell it, you're not really doing yourself or AI a favor at all. Okay? Trying to sneak it into places where it doesn't belong and then going, oh my god, I didn't know, or lying or making up some bullshit is not going to help you. Okay, so I went to go look on AI Wars. And I'm not gonna show it, but they're like, oh my god, it's a witch hunt. It's a witch hunt. I don't know. The thing is I don't think they know what witch hunting is. Because the thing is these people are doing things that they shouldn't be doing in the first place by secretly uploading AI images or bringing AI images in places where AI images are not allowed or banned, and then trying to sell them like they're actual works. Like, maybe, just maybe, if these people use their brain for a second. The thing is I don't feel bad for people who get exposed for using AI because you didn't tell anybody. You wanted to do the I'm going to make as much money as possible route and not tell people you used AI in your images so that you could sell them and let people think that you made it. Okay? When you do that, you are being dishonest to the people who might buy from you. You're being dishonest to the people who have usually bought from you. And you're being dishonest to yourself. You have hurt yourself in thinking that if you sell AI images and if you are painting AI images one for one, you are just a photocopier. You are doing nothing more, even if you add your own flourish on it. Because at the end of the day, it is AI content. It's AI content you sold. You knew it was... Oh, hello, baby. Hi, Cube. Yeah? What? Yeah? Come here. Are you okay? Anyway, so I guess that's the end of my video. If you guys wanted to support the channel, feel free to join my Patreon. I put videos that I feel like can't be put on YouTube over there. I also put up stuff for my light novel. I know some of you guys followed me from the Audra Winters video. I will do another video when I feel like the situation has been updated a little bit. But so far, there's not been anything. And if you guys want to see what I was talking about the fine artist using AI, feel free to click one of the videos at the end. I will also link my world building video at the end for those of you guys who were interested in the Audra Winters bad world building. Maybe it can help you guys a little bit, since I know there's some writers and some artists who do world building. And for this little part of my video, before that, please subscribe if you haven't. I want to get to 15K before the end of the year. That would be so cool. Anyway, I did want to say that for those of you guys who've been around my channel for a little bit, as you guys know, I had my cat Rubik's, and she has been sick since the end of May, and she's been sick for a little bit. She was the kitty that I was talking to in one of my other videos, and yesterday she had a turn for the worst, and it just was real bad, and we ended up having to let her go. She had a nice little day outside where she was laying in the grass for a little bit before we had to, it was just her time. It was sudden, and it happened in a single day, and me and my partner, my husband, are very sad about it. And I guess I just wanted to give you that little update. So I wanted to thank you guys for thinking of her during the summer and hoping that she could maybe last longer than she did. But she did last a month and a half longer than we expected. But it appears that she didn't have what we thought. She had cancer, and it was just too much, and there's nothing we could do. But I love her, and I'm sad to see her go. I wasn't sure I was going to make a video because this happened just yesterday on September 3rd. But I wanted to make a video this week, and I also wanted to update you guys on what happened with her. I don't know if I'll stream this week. Probably not. I don't think I have it in my heart. All right. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you next time. I'll probably be better next week.